Well, 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 good morning. It's very echoey in this empty room here in New York City. It might be too echoey to do this. I got some coffee. What's up, Vinny? How are you, buddy? How does it sound? I think it's echoey. Hopefully we can pull this off. What's up, Matthew Appleberg? Who else we got? This is early. Brandon Hullinger, good morning. And Andy Bays, what's up, Andy? Oh, damn, Vincent Scaramuzzo says. What's up, Todd? What's up, Jeffrey Geis? Yo, 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 right back at you. And of course, hey, Tommy Parker. Tom Creddy, you seem new. What's up, Chris Shoplock and James Nicolette? Is it a little echoey? Hello, 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 hello. I'm back in New York City in my apartment. I'm in an empty room because part of our apartment we were getting redone while we were away. And I can't believe how echoey it is in here. But this is the place to see the sun come up. So this is like old school. This is where it all began with the live streams from the windowsill. What's up, Rachel? I knew Rachel would reminisce a little bit. When I was setting this up this morning, I was thinking about Rachel all the way up there in Minnesota. For real. What's good? How bad is the echo? I'm in this, I gotta be honest, I'm in this room, getting some work done on the city place. I guess we're gonna stay here. I have no idea. I have no idea when we officially go, come back. As you probably know, if you've been following these live streams, I go back to New York City like once a month to get bills and check on things. And we have another issue in this room. So I get here and the window to my left is open. And I notice water damage on the wall, bad water damage, ruined the paint job. And I'm like, maybe I could deal with that. Sounds like I'm in a cave. It's not bad? All right, well, we'll get it done. Screw it. I mean, what am I really saying anyway? It's not bad? Okay, I'm leaning all the way into my phone. And then I start walking on the floor in here, and it's all warped badly, and the floors were just done, and the walls were done. This room was ready to go, and now it's a mess because somebody left the window open. Because when you live in New York City, actual people that work for the building pretty much come and go in your apartment when you're not here. I think they had to. I don't know, do some exterminating, make sure the bugs and the cockroaches don't take over the building. So they requested entry into my apartment so they could spray around. And while they were spraying, I would assume they decided they needed air. And these assholes left the window open. And now I'm telling you, I got easily a couple $1,000s worth of damage in this room right now. So now I'm going to have to argue and fight with the building about that as well. You might remember the steam pipe incident a couple months back. They told me I was shit out of luck, even though I turned off the heat in my apartment. I have an old unit, and even though my unit was off, the steam still has to go through my unit to go throughout the rest of the building, and the steam was just pouring into my apartment, and that ruined the wood floor on the other side of the apartment and the windowsill. And I went back and forth with the manager, and he basically said, "You're shit out of luck. That's what home insurance is for." I'm like, fuck you, man. I had nothing to do with this shit. And now I gotta call him again and talk about the damage in this room from somebody leaving a window open. Life in New York City. Yeah, so I left the beach late last night. I drive really late at night to avoid this stupid traffic. I don't know why anyone puts up with this horse shit. And now with the coronavirus, it's plain stupid to put up with the horse shit. You can't commute in and out of New York City unless you go at odd hours. So I left after dinner around, I don't know, 8:30 or so. Got into the city, parked my car, I would say 5 blocks from here. I used to park in this building, but it was one of the bills that I said, fuck that, we're not coming back anytime soon. So I don't have a parking spot anymore. But look, I was saving $600 a month. But you know, why pay that bill if you're not in the city? So long story short, I parked like 5 blocks away, and then I started walking toward my building, and it was eerily quiet, you know, because they closed down the restaurants and bars, so none of that was open. The bodega I usually go to, I've been going to that bodega for the last, I gotta up my game, like the last 15 years. They're closed early. They usually stay open all night, not anymore because of the coronavirus. And I walked 5 blocks in New York City. It wasn't that late, it was about 10 o'clock at night. And I did not see one person. That's how creepy the city is. Between the pandemic and obviously this time of year, everyone kind of does the holiday thing. There's just nobody out there. And then I got into the apartment. I got a month's worth of mail in a garbage bag. I watered the plants. I checked the apartment to see how we're doing. There's no rats, thank God, taking over. There's no cockroaches. But once again, the building fucked me, and I have more damage to the apartment, even though we're not even living here. Like when we left, we sealed up everything nice, took care of everything, and this is the second time I came back and there's a problem that we had nothing to do with. And I know they're gonna be like, you're shit out of luck. That's why you got home insurance, homeowners insurance. And then I'm gonna go, well, that's why you didn't get a Christmas tip this year. I take it out of your pay. But here we are in New York City. I don't even know where the sun comes up this time of year anymore. It's been so long. I know it's somewhere out there. I'm assuming straight ahead. We should be able to see the sun very, very soon. Angelo De La Rosa, $600 a month for parking spot. Fuck that, bro. Of course. I mean, I did what everyone did when the pandemic hit and work was a little squirrely. I started looking at my bills saying, what can I get rid of? And I got rid of the $600 a month parking bill in this building. I got rid of my executive chef. I'm embarrassed to say that, but yes, we had a chef. Got rid of that expense. Got rid of the cleaning lady for the city. I'm like, why are we paying her? She was coming here like once a week just to water plants and was still getting full pay. I'm like, yeah, that's stupid too. We're not doing that anymore. But here we are. It's so weird to be back in New York. I might spend the day. Usually I get out of here first thing in the morning. But I got a lot of work to do. I got one more episode of the Opie Radio podcast for the year. I was trying to figure out something kind of special, something different that I could do for the last episode, which should be out tomorrow. And then I went, you know what? I know what to do. We lost Vic Henley in 2020, my dear friend. And before he died in early April, right around Carl's birthday, by the way, he did like 4 episodes of the podcast. And it's like 4 hours of stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm combing through the episodes Vic Henley did in 2020. And I'm going to make a super episode just featuring Vic Henley's best shit from 2020. And even though he was with us only 4 months, oh my God, he just fucking crushed it on the podcast. So I think that's a great way to end 2020 as far as the podcast goes. I'll feature my pal Vic Henley, just being hilarious, so fucking funny. So with that said, I'm editing all day, and I got peace and quiet here. I don't got the kids. My wife's doing okay with the shoulder, finally. She's got a long way to go, but she's doing okay. We got a very important doctor's visit on Thursday. If that X-ray shows that the arm didn't move at all or very little, then she definitely doesn't need surgery, and then she could finally Benjamin Tucker for the floor. Oh my God! If I raise enough money for this warped floor, I'm gonna ask all you guys for your addresses, and I'm gonna kiss you on the mouth. And it's not gay because it's for flooring. I'm just kidding, but thank you for the stars, Benjamin Tucker. So after Thursday, if that X-ray is good, then I think we're safe to say that we're not gonna have to deal with surgery. So she's at home with the 2 kids and the dog. She said, go, go, go. Well, I have to go because we come here once a month just to, get the bills and see what damage the building did to our apartment. Benjamin Blumenthal, you want your floor kiss? So he gave me stars. It's not gay if you're getting a kiss. Look, I've kissed guys. Dramatic pause. Relax. My dad and Brother Wheeze. I think I kissed Brother Wheeze on the mouth. And I believe that's the only 2 guys I ever kissed, I believe. I mean, there were some of those drunken, no. I believe that was it. I don't know why I kissed Brother Wheeze on the mouth, but he's like a father figure to me, and we were saying goodbye, and I don't know. Things got a little funky. No, just kidding, but anyway, where were we? So yeah, the Vic Henley thing to end the year. I'm going to edit all day here in New York City. I think, or I might just take off. I don't know. I don't know what to do, but we'll see. Yeah, exactly. I taught you that. It's not gay if you don't push back. You're 100% right, Mex. I taught you guys that years and years ago. It's not gay if you don't push back. You push back, you're entering a whole new world. Of course, the one day, by the way, this is my luck. This is 2020 in a nutshell. Jeremy, thanks for the stars. For the floor, all right. Oh shit, he gave me real money for the floor. Thank you, buddy. Jeremy, I'm not begging for floor money. I was trying to kind of make it a bit, but thank you very much. And the stars are very, very much appreciated because the kid doesn't make that much money anymore. Not that I'm complaining. All right, shut your fucking mouth. But anyway, this is 2020 in a nutshell. Opie admits he had a chef, never sees stars again. Whoa, Jesus. Well, now I use HelloFresh, my new sponsor. I don't know what the promo code is yet, but on the episode tomorrow, I'll talk about HelloFresh. Really, really good service with healthy ingredients, easy, fun recipes that taste delicious. God, I wish I had the promo code because I'm kind of doing a spot for them now. Anyway, this is 2020 in a nutshell. So this is the first time in, oh my God, let's probably close to a year that I went live from the windowsill here in New York City at my apartment. And usually you get glorious sunrises from this spot. And of course, the one time I've been able to do this in the last year, that fucking sun is coming up right behind that goddamn building. Which, if you remember, we watched go up slowly but surely over a year, I think. That building is finally complete. The rumor about that building, by the way, a little New York City knowledge, that they broke all sorts of codes and laws, building laws, and this community, the Upper West Side, they're a bit uptight. A lot of the people that live in this area have sticks up their asses, and especially the old school, older people, they hate when these new buildings go up. So the community got together and they said, you fucking broke all sorts of building codes and building laws. And they won the case. The community won the case over that building, and they're supposed to take some of those floors away. I don't know how the fuck they do that. So I guess they're gonna have to kind of negotiate and figure something out that makes the community happy. But the community won over that building. And supposedly that building is, I forgot, but I would say close to 10 stories too high. So there's a little gossip for you. And then the building to the right, the next building to the right that you see, that's taller than all the other buildings, if that makes sense. So you got the big, tall, brand new building that's blocking the sunrise, excuse me. Then you go to your right, and that square, rectangle, fat building right there. That's Howard Stern's building. And his lights are off, so he's not there. He owns like the top 2 floors of that building. And there's the Sunrise right behind the building. Great. Isn't New York built on shady practices? 100%. 100%. The mafia families got together, and I forgot what they were. I think they were called the Syndicate, I think. And they pretty much ran New York City in the 70s and 80s, probably early 90s. And they got all the concrete jobs for New York City. And they were outbidding each other to make the bids way high. And that's how Giuliani finally got him, I believe, with a bit of that the RICO law. But yeah, New York was absolutely built in a shady way, 100%. If you were building a building in the, I don't know, mid 70s to early 90s, you were dealing with the mob as far as getting your concrete. That's 100% true. Oh my God, I really thought we would see an amazing sunrise. We would talk a little bit. Yeah, the Trumps knew. There's no way Donald Trump didn't know about the mob and the concrete when he was building his shit. There's no way he did not know about that. So I am here to say he was absolutely aware that's how things were run in New York City. That show on CNBC, what is it called? I forgot. A show about Giuliani, Gotti, Trump, Boesky, and Helmsley. They were all fucking assholes, except for Gotti. How funny is that? And I'm not just saying that because you know because he was a mobster. I think when it comes to Giuliani, Trump, Leona Helmsley, Ivan Boesky, and John Gotti was the coolest person in that group. That's what I say. Prove me wrong. Wait a minute. Brandon Hollinger just gave me 10,000 stars for that floor and no pushing back. I believe he just gave me $100. You just gave me $100. I'm not gonna lie, the kid's a little excited about that. Thank you, sir. Fear City? No, it's not called Fear City. It's called, oh Christ, we talked about this on the live stream. It's pretty good, but it lost my interest just how the whole thing was put together. Too many commercial breaks and too much teasing. I hate that shit. Got anything coming up for 2021? Jeremy says. What do I got for 2021? I think I'm just gonna try to pump up the podcast a bit. Start maybe doing some live video finally. I think we'll see. I want to continue raising my kids. I want to try to get back to the city in some regard. We might come back for January and February because the ocean certainly gets really, really cold in January and February. So I think the plan is to come back here and just hunker down in this apartment, get everything delivered. But man, I gotta tell you, maybe I'll turn this back on and show you the streets of New York City. It is really, really quiet out there. Very, very quiet. So there you go. There's our sunrise right behind that fucking building. That just says it all right there. It's unbelievable. Whatever. What the fuck ever. So what else is going on with you guys? How is everybody doing? I was on the beach yesterday afternoon, and I turned this thing on, and the sun was going down in such a way, I'm like, you know what? Sometimes you just should shut your fucking mouth and let the video do the talking. So that's why I didn't say a word yesterday. Sun was going down. It was unbelievable. The dog was just chilling out. I should mention though, the only reason I ran out to the beach yesterday, well, when the sun is so spectacular, everyone runs out of their houses to, get some pictures and check it out. It never gets old. But right before I went out, there were 3 women. You're waiting on your $600, Rachel? Are they going to up our $600? I say are because I don't make money. I don't make that much money. I wonder if I get the $600. If I get the $600, this is what I'm going to do. Hard to throw the big D on the table. Better get a big effing kiss. Dude, stop! Now you guys are competing with each other. Benjamin Tucker just gave $140. I never make this much money with stars. Dude, I was kidding about the floor. Thank you. I'm gonna somehow get the building to pay for this. I'm not kidding you, man. Warping my floor and ruining the walls because they left the window open because they were worried about cockroaches in this apartment. Well, the rumor is that the cockroaches are taking over, and the rumor also is that the rats are slowly but surely climbing through the pipes because a lot of these apartments that you see out my window here, there's no one living in them right now. So the rats, because you're not moving the water, they're kind of moving around through the pipe system. And I've heard a lot of these buildings, not a lot, I've heard stories though that these buildings are having rat issues. So this building is trying to avoid that, obviously. And so far so good. I searched. Last time, I'm looking around right now because now this room is lit up. Yeah, there's no signs of cockroaches in here, thank God. But supposedly the rats are getting really, really aggressive out there as well. They're just out in the open. But then again, these are the stories I read when I'm checking in on New York City, keeping tabs of things. And then I come here and it's typical. I don't see what they're talking about. They're saying like rats are so aggressive because there's not as much food, because in the end humans pretty much feed the rats with all the garbage we leave around, and there's less people, so there's less garbage on the street, so the rats are having a tougher time finding food, so they're out in the open more. They've been running across people's feet as they're dining and jumping on park benches and across tables with the outdoor dining. These are all the stories I read online. And then, like I said, I'm here once a month to check on things. I haven't seen one rat. I saw a couple dead in the street. Scott Arsenal with stars. Thank you, buddy. Steven, thank you, with some stars. I've seen a couple rats dead in the street because they're just starving to death, but I'm not seeing them running around like crazy like these stories are saying online. And then the other issue, supposedly there's a homeless problem. They're putting homeless people in hotels in this area. This is the area that they've been doing that. De Blasio basically said, fuck the Upper West Side. They've had it too good. And they're filling up these hotels with homeless people. Because the hotels are hurting, so the hotels are like, yeah, we'll take your fucking homeless. And I'm sure they made a little deal with the city, and they're getting a little money to house the homeless. And this neighborhood is losing their mind over that. And I forgot the Twitter account. I mentioned it on the live stream a bunch of times, but there's a Twitter account. I'll try to remember and maybe I'll throw it on the Facebook page or whatever, but it keeps tabs on all the stuff that's happening. And no joke, like 2 blocks up, there's like a McDonald's and a pizza joint that we get our pizza from. It's like, my son loves this pizza. It's his favorite pizza when we're in New York City. And there's a McDonald's right next door. In the pizza place, drug dealer just walks in, goes up to some people at tables, and he's just trying to sell drugs. And they were able to get him the fuck out of the pizza joint because this pizza joint is run by, let's just say, some scary people. They ain't gonna deal with that horse shit. And then the guy went across the street basically to a liquor store, and they watched this person, supposedly, according to this Twitter account, watched a drug deal go down right in the liquor store. So that goes on. And then the new thing is that people are walking into the drugstores, taking stuff off the shelves and just walking out without paying. and the people that are working there, they're like, it's not worth it. You know, they don't want to get hurt. They're just trying to pay their own bills with just a measly job, so they're not going to get involved. And these people know this in this neighborhood. And supposedly it's the homeless people that are causing a lot of this. And there's homeless encampments in the area as well. But I didn't see any of that shit as I was walking last night. I just saw very, very empty streets, no cars on the road whatsoever, no homeless people camped out under scaffolding. It seemed pretty normal to me, besides the fact that there weren't people and everything was shut down. Up early, what's up, Ryan Dill? How are you, buddy? Yeah, we're in the city, Ryan. We'll be back at the beach later today. Maybe in time for the sun to go down at the ocean. That would be nice. That would be some nice bookends for the day. Sunrise in the city, sunset at the ocean. Life isn't that bad. I don't know. 2020 was a shit show for all of us, but it tests you. It tests your humanity, because you choose what to focus on. And life was very, very difficult and very, very hard for us in 2020. But you choose what to focus on. And in my life, lost a dear friend. End of the year, right before Christmas. My wife falls, breaks her shoulder in 2 places. Work wasn't as good as I was hoping, although the podcast definitely is doing very well. But it's a hustle to try to make real money at it. But even with all that said, I would put 2020 in the it was a good year category, believe it or not, because you gotta focus on the good shit. And there were a lot of good things that happened this past year. Got a lot closer with the family. Got a lot closer with my friends. People you'll never hear about because they don't give a shit about any of this stuff. Vinny, I said it before, 2020 Super Bowl, Bills, hold on. Bills lose to the Cowboys. Really? Dude, I mean, Buffalo, what was the final score last night? I was listening to the game in the car for a little while, and then I tapped out. And I was just chilling, listening to podcasts and stuff. I'll tell you what I was listening to. I was listening to the Bodega Boys, one of my favorite podcasts out there. Really, really fucking funny guys, man. Holy shit. I was turned on to them about, I don't know, 2.5 years ago. They're one of the, I would say they're one of the top podcasts out there. No offense to the Joe Rogan fans, but the Bodega Boys kick Joe Rogan's ass. They are so fucking funny. But I guess the Bills, it was 38-9. It wasn't even close. Damn. Josh Allen and the Bills. The fucking Bills have a real quarterback and a real shot of winning it all. I mean, a lot of the experts that know way more than me, you know, I'm broad strokes open when it comes to a lot of this stuff. Hey, Mike, Stump Brain in the house. But a lot of experts saying the Bills are, you know, right up there as possibly the best team in the NFL right now. But are they peaking too early? God, I hate sports analogies. You know, the Bills, they're doing great, but are they peaking too early? Shut up. They're fucking professionals. They'll figure it out. The fans deserve it 100%. What do the fans deserve? The Bills? The Bills fans deserve a goddamn Super Bowl. Now Now let me ask you something, especially the people that are Bills fans, and I know there's a few of you in this room right now. They are what, Keith Jacob, the best team in the NFL? I mean, they're at least in the discussion. You got to put the Bills in the discussion for the best team in the NFL, do you? Shut up. But here's a question for my Western New York friends. Oh, by the way, we might get the sun peeking to the right of that building any second now. My goodness, that would just be wonderful. So let me ask you this. The Bills go to the Super Bowl, right? First time since what? God, the early 90s. And then they lose another Super Bowl. But it's an amazing year for the Bills. And it shows how far they've come, right? Are Bills fans happy at that point or downright depressed and bummed out? What do you think? You're a bandwagon jumper, go Bills, Jeremy? Best Shorner? I hope I got that right because you just gave me some nice stars. I mean, but if the Bills go all the way and win the Super Bowl, fuck the coronavirus. I gotta go to Buffalo for that party. I have to. Because I was up in Buffalo, how many Super Bowls they go to? 4, I think. I was up there for 3 out of the 4. Last Super Bowl was 1993 for them. So I was up in Buffalo for 3 out of the 4 Super Bowls. And you want to talk about the whole city falling into a deep depression after the Bills lost those Super Bowls. It was, I mean, Western New York in the winter is brutal to begin with. In the old days, of course, before, global warming, we used to have real winters, and Western New York was no exception, where you could go the whole month of January easily in single digits and snowing every day because of the lake effect. So it was just, as much as I liked living in Western New York, living in Western New York in the winter sucked. So you got the long, hard winters, and then you had the Bills losing Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl. That city was downright depressed. It was a brutal time to be up there. But they come all the way back with Josh Allen, go to the Super Bowl and win that thing. Oh, that would be amazing. And I'm absolutely rooting for that. It's the only team I'm following this year. It's been an ongoing gag that I have all these teams. I like the Patriots, the Jets, and the Bills. I mean, the Jets decided they need to start winning football games now when it means nothing. They're winning games when now it could absolutely hurt them as a franchise, and they're like, yeah, fuck all that. We need to win. Kind of stupid, because I think every sports team knows when to, lie down and lose a few games to get a better draft pick. That shit happens, but the Jets are like, fuck that. We want to start winning now when it means nothing. So the Jets have had just another shitty year. And the Patriots without Brady, tough to follow. You got to give them a couple of years to rebuild. Look at the sun flare. Or let's call it a lens flare. Man, J.J. Abrams would be proud. I know I used that line recently, but we got to use it again. That is some lens flare right there. You should screen cap that shit. Jets fans are used to the stupidity? Yeah. I think New York sports fans in general are used to the stupidity. It's tough to be a Jets. I grew up a Jets, Knicks, Islanders, Mets fan. I don't really, I don't consider myself a baseball fan anymore. Although I love sports, but baseball I just completely tapped out. And Jets have been a nightmare for at least 25 years. Someone could put an exact number on that for me, but it's been a couple decades. The Knicks are a complete joke. The last few years, there have been some great players in the free agency draft, or in free agency, I should say. Sorry, and the Knicks didn't pick up anybody because Dolan is a fucking asshole. Dolan wants the Knicks fan base to just suffer for whatever reason. It's pathetic. And Mike Saffo's like, you can't give up on the Knicks, bro. I'm like, I have to give up on the Knicks. How many years am I supposed to, be a fan? As you sit there waiting for Dolan to do the right thing, and he never fucking does. And then you watch the Nets over there in Brooklyn, making all the moves to try to win a championship. So then I moved my allegiance over to the Nets. Although, to be fair, I'm going to really, really date myself, but when I was a very, very small kid, the Nets played on Long Island. They were the New York Nets, and I went to a game. I saw Dr. J, Julius Erving. I believe the Nets played the San Diego Conquistadors. For my ABA fans out there, this is way too fucking deep. Shut the fuck up, Opie. No one cares. Just look at the stupid lens flare and the sunrise and shut your mouth and turn this thing off. So us Long Islanders know that the Nets started on Long Island, so they're always in the back of. They're sort of in our hearts a little bit. And with the Knicks blowing so bad, it's very easy to go, fuck that. I'm going to just follow the Brooklyn Nets. They're at least trying to win a championship. You can't sit here and say the Knicks are actually trying to win a championship, Mike Sappho, who was bummed that I said fuck the Knicks. But enough already. Look at this view over here, too. Oh, my goodness. I thought I was used to living up this high, but when you haven't been up this high in a while, it's kind of creepy, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, kind of creepy. You don't support the NFL? Wait, we got one of those guys. Hold on. No offense to you, Ray Lynn. Don't support NFL or any sports anymore. Okay. Why? Because they're kneeling. I don't give a fuck if they kneel. I don't really give a fuck. Now that might sound strange because I support the military and I believe in our country. I think our politics are all sorts of fucked up. But a player kneeling, I don't give two shits. I don't care if they kneel. I don't care if they take steroids. I don't care if they're bad role models for our children. I just want to see a damn good game. I want the distraction like anybody else. Although, I don't think I've watched as much sporting events since the coronavirus, which is strange because you would think you'd watch more. But you realize how important having fans in the seats is to these games. It just feels like something is missing when you're seeing these exciting football games, but then they don't have the crowd shots, and then you see in the background that there's nobody in these stadiums or nobody watching the NBA games. It takes a little bit of it takes a lot away from the sports, I believe. With the Lakers winning the championship, no one really gave a shit. They won in like in an empty gym with a wall of faces of people, on a Zoom link. It just took away from the whole fucking thing. Plus, it was a cheap championship. The Lakers literally bought a team for LeBron James. Oh my God. The Lakers go from one of the worst teams in the league. They get LeBron James. They said, hey, LeBron, suck it up for a year. We're not going to win. And then the next year, I will guarantee you a championship. We're going to get all the right players. I know that's part of sports, especially the NBA. Every offseason, they try to make super teams. But I don't know. I think it takes away from the sport. That's why I think Michael Jordan is way more impressive than LeBron James. He won 6 fucking championships with the same team. And of course they made some moves and got some key players for him. But in general, the team stayed together year after year after year. You know, they switched out 1 or 2 guys here and there, but in general, it was the same crew winning championships over and over again. That's what makes Michael Jordan the true GOAT over LeBron James. LeBron James moved around to win championships. Went down to Miami, they built a super team for him down there. What did he win, 2? Then he's like, all right, fuck that. Now I could go back to Cleveland. And then they got the right players around him in Cleveland. And then he realized, okay, I can only win 1 championship here. So now I got to go to Los Angeles. And now he's going to win, I would say he's going to win at least another championship in LA. At least 1 more. That's not as impressive as Jordan winning 6. 6 in what, 7 years? Because didn't he kind of come back for like a half a season or something like that? And then the following year they went on a 3 championship run. And if they could have kept that team together, I have no doubt they would have won a 7th. But you got to watch the documentary for the ins and outs of that. All right, I think I'm babbling too much. I understand. It's the coffee just kicked in. All right, guys. LeBron is boring to watch. Jordan was exciting. Yeah, I think LeBron, well, LeBron's not boring when he's driving to the hoop. He drives to the hoop like a freight train. I'm amazed he didn't have more injuries in his career, how he would drive to the hoop and get entangled. 500 stars. Bro, thank you, buddy. Brian Bernard, cheers all. Thanks, Brian. Whoa, I appreciate that. Oh, by the way, no joke, somebody wrote me and they want my clamshell I painted for my Christmas tree. Maybe I'll just give it away in the live stream. Oh my God, that could be a dramatic live stream. I'll have a giveaway. Have my painted clamshell. All right, I'm babbling. All right, guys, that's about it. I was very glad that I could turn this on today. And look what the sun just did. It's basically saying, hang in there. 2021 is going to be much better. The sunrise started with it behind the building. That was 2020 saying, fuck you. And then 2021 said, you know what? You got this. So we're going to show you the goddamn sun with the lens flare for J.J. Abrams. Nice. Rachel, good seeing you, all right? I really did think about you when I set this up today from the windowsill because we go that far back. And I hope you're good, and I hope you have a great new year. Put shells in the Opie radio store? What, painted shells? Jesus. I would have to sit down and become a painting factory. I do want to figure out some merch that has something to do with the beach and the ocean. Something cool. We're thinking about some things. I don't know. If I figure it out, then I'll tell you. But maybe some necklaces, man, made out of some of the stuff I found on the beach. Linda Murphy says, morning. Linda, we are wrapping up. Yes, sweatshop Ope. Rachel, you're 100% right. Put clamshells in your store. That means I got to paint all those clamshells. I'm not that good. I could squeeze out something on a clamshell if I sit down for a few days. Squeeze it out. I'm no Bob Ross. All right, let me give you some views and then let's get out of here. So there's Midtown Manhattan. It's been a while. Wonder what the fuck is going on down there. That's a beautiful shot right there. Let me hold it there for a second. And of course, because I know I probably got some new people. Oh, my aching back. Look at the chair I was just sitting on. That chair is no more than 8 inches off the ground. It's for my daughter. We got it for her when she was, I don't know, 3. Hold on, I gotta take the tripod down. And then this is for the new people. I think I got it. Less flare. So for the new people, if you see that, I don't know what they're called, that ding. Oh my God. You would think after all these years I'd be a wordsmith. I've talked on some kind of medium since I was 18 years old, and I can't tell you what that is, so I'm just saying it's a thing. You see the thing jetting out into the Hudson River, and yes, that is the West Side Highway. You see that thing with the white? For the new people, yeah, I guess it's a pier. Jesus Christ, of course it's a pier. These piers were very, very important back in the day, because the trains would come rolling in, and then they would ferry goods and supplies to these piers and load them on the trucks for the island of Manhattan. But anyway, this was all rail yards and stuff up and down the Hudson River. So that pier, the white one that's jetting out into the Hudson River, this will be boring for the regulars, but there are some new people in here. Pretty much just past that pier with the white, if you move, I don't know, like a little bit more to your right, get to the middle of the Hudson River, and then push a little further south of that, which is away from the camera, that's the exact spot that Sully landed that goddamn plane, which I believe is over 10 years old now. That happened over 10 years ago. And yes, my wife was an eyewitness to the plane landing in the Hudson River. And she might have been one of the frantic 911 calls that was played all over the fucking news. That might have happened. And the story goes, even though I've told this many times, on the other side of the apartment, we got just glorious views heading west. And my brother-in-law was up from Philly with his friends, and they were going to, I forget now, Maury, was it? One of those like trash shows, Maury or Jerry or whatever. They were in for the day, and they were, enjoying New York City, and we were sitting on the windowsill. My wife was sitting on the windowsill talking to them. They were like facing out toward the Hudson River. And my brother-in-law goes, hey, that plane is really low. And my wife's like, yeah, we see planes flying up and down the Hudson River all the time. And then my brother-in-law's like, no, it's really low. They turn around to see this jet lower than my apartment. And my wife immediately knew, oh my God, this is not good. You just know. And sure enough, then they turned, south and watched it land in the goddamn Hudson River. And then she jumped on the phone immediately, and she was the 911 call. Never a dull moment in New York City, no kidding. So that's where Sully landed. I was at the gym, and I was watching it on TV. I've told all this, but this is for the new people. And I'm watching, like, this plane landed in, a waterway around New York City, and then I'm watching the TV trying to figure out, I was thinking it was the East River, which is on the other side, obviously, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, everything started looking familiar. I'm like, wait a minute, that thing landed in the Hudson River, and then another 30 seconds go by, and I'm like, holy shit, that's right outside my building, and I watched the whole thing on TV. So I watched the whole thing on TV, and I got cameras all over the apartment. And if I was home, I probably would have got some great video. I gotta wrap up. It just said internal storage is dangerously low on my phone. So, guys, have a great day. Love you, miss you. Thanks for all the stars. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sure we'll turn this on at least one more time before this shitty 2020 is over. So we'll talk soon. All right, guys. Peace.